Oh, hello again. And we're going on with it. Right now, we're at oh, it is the post combat step, the non phasing return and transfer segment. I've yet to do that, but I wanted to give you a little look at the map and show you what's going on. Just from a quick point of view, it was good battles. The German units are almost unstoppable, but where the Russians did stop me, oh man, it's killing me. And like I said, you got to make headway. Let's get on with it here now. Again, he's got a nice little naval force out there, and you might be saying, "Why didn't I do anything?" He's got a strong force. He's got an attack factor of 4 and defense factor of 4. I got nothing that can do anything with him unless I get any air support. Over here now, what happens? We're learning this game as we go along, so there's some more corrections, as you can see here in this battle we had here. When a unit does retreat, he retreats 1 hex away. So I didn't know whether they should stay there, or you can't retreat into a hex until you get your return and transfer phase. So he's retreated. He took that hit, and his attack on that oil field, like you seen, was unsuccessful. Moving up along the front here, like I said, I kept my naval unit in the harbor, not wishing to mess with him unless I get some air support. But my Romanian air unit, and I don't even know the Romanians can even support the Axis. They got those kind of rules on there, so I have to look that up. But yeah, nothing going on with that fleet. He's got free reign in the Black Sea right now until I get some support. It'd be a negative attack. So let's see if I can get this thing focused in any better. Um, oh, I guess the exploitation phase, which is coming up. I'll move my reserve units. I've got to move them. But let's get right in on it here at the battles. Like I said, this unit was trying to get out of the way anyway, and the result just he'll be in supply now. He had to retreat one, which helped. The Soviets wanted to come out of the city and maybe eliminate him. Up here, everything went really good except this. I think one of these battles here, and I think it's this battle here. I couldn't dislodge them. They held firm and threw my unit back. I think it's this unit right here. And I really want to take this battle area. I could have surrounded this unit and cut them off of supplies. So right now, supplies kind of tedious, but as you can see, it's pretty easy. Again, my armor waiting for the exploitation phase coming up to make its move. Now here along this battle, we were able to drive them out with the air support. So you got drove back. You can see what's all going on here. I got somebody in reserve. I'm building up railroad forces here. Look at there. Here's what I really want you to see though. Look at my armor, spearheading out there, spearheading. But so we got a little Stalingrad going on here, and I was not able to dislodge the Russians from that city through my infantry on back. So I didn't assign any air support. It was a bad battle. I should have maybe put some air support on that one. So I'm paying for that. But he's slowing me down. I should have been with all units eliminated right about here right now, making my move. So these Russian or Soviet Union units that are still hanging on. Now, I don't know about supply here. I think we might have one cut off here. These guys are getting supply out to look at this all, but yeah, we are getting precariously close to supply lines being cut. You can see where the rest of my battles ended up here. And his force is not a bad thing if it is. I mean, I can make a little bit of exploitation moves. Let me zoom you back on out here. But old Mr. Rusky's getting ready to get himself some reinforcements. And as you can see, they just keep on coming. I had one turn, and like I said, it's going to get really bad now. So, has the window shut already? It might have. I can hear again all these casualties. I'll have to put those back there. But Russians suffered the most of the casualties. You can see them all there. And Axis players yet to suffer any. Almost did, but way to do a redo. Oh, another thing. Another rule. When these units retreat their support units go with them. Advance or retreat, your support units go with you. So there was that one time where I left those units there, not knowing what to do. No, they advance with them and participate in battles as they go. So that's about it. Up here, the old this was a key battle here. The Finns failed to take this city, and the reason why was, as you can see, the army unit was pretty weak. But I'm going to make a mess here. That Soviet fleet made all the difference in the world when it came to support. So, not only was it a fortress, but we had a Soviet fleet helping out. So that attack bogged down, and I withdrew after the first round because I was going to go nowhere. So we got support units for future battles. But right now, we're going to return the ships and air units to their bases, return and transfer phase. And then we'll go on to the we got to remove out of supply. Yeah, non-phasing, phasing, then remove out of supply, and then the exploitation phase. So I'll let you know what happens after that. But we're down here having us a good time when we can, and enjoying us some good strategy on the Russian front. Okay, we're back to our playing a little general in our little war games. But I had a little taunt or inquiry from my opponent asking me why the heck I didn't go ahead and take this city up here. And as a matter of fact, what city is this? Talon or Tallinn or Tallinn? But it was tempting. I had my armor units up there. As a matter of fact, I could have made a bug up there and kind of helped out the Finnish units with a 2 front assault against these units up here. But I declined. They're going to build maybe as they can, but my supply line's got to be here. Flank's got to be held, and my armor's got to go east. So we'll be using these Pripyat marshes as a nice little buffer and any other natural defenses to solidify our way. Look how long that is. Yeah, good luck on that one. But anyway, just thought I'd let you know. He was wondering why I didn't go north. He says, I don't know what your strategy is, but good luck. So we'll find out. Be back. Okay, as a matter of fact, we are done with return and transfers. Oh, no, we aren't. I forgot one unit. But what that really is taking all units that were involved in battles, get to go back to their bases. Up here, I had a German air unit that wasn't involved. So he didn't go to a return mission. He went to what was called a transfer mission, and he used his 20 hex range to go back here to Kongsberg, I guess is what it is. Yeah, so Kongsberg is a big base, and it's kind of far away. That's another drawback of my forces not being able to take this city. Is that I got a long ways from my air support to go. And they were up here, and they weren't doing nothing up there. I couldn't help out anybody, and he was out of range. So it would have been nice if I would have had some battles up north here, but I transferred them down here. We need to get that air support around here. That was a wasted turn with no air support. That really hurt. So rookie mistake number 1. This unit here will come. He'll be back in supply, but some of them will be put out of supply in the next phase coming up, which is remove out of supply segment. Then the good old exploitation phase. We will be back. Okay, we are done with the non-phasing return and transfer segments, the phasing return and transfer segments, the remove out of supply segment, and now we are finished with the exploitation phase. Waiting on my opponent's Soviet bases. But we'll get you caught up here. As far as my in the exploitation phase, I'm going to leave these units in reserve for the non-phasing ground movement phase when I get to react. So if he pulls anything, I'll be able to move those units. Other than that, let me see if I can go down here. There was not much I could do. I did move my armor on up, and we got some. This was a real dance up here because you got to watch your supply lines. I believe my railroad hex last conversion is this hex right here, so these guys are in supply, these guys are in supply, but it gets really hairy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's right at the edge. Now you get supply from this rail line too here. I didn't even see that, so he's well in supply, but all these guys are getting a little bit close, and we got us some Soviet units that might be out of supply when it comes time for their status. We might have a couple of them here, but I had a chance for the exploitation phase to move these armor down to these cities, and I could have used air supply for one turn, but I didn't want to chance it. We got a nice precarious supply line coming up through here, down here, feeding these two. This guy here can cut them off at any time. So I moved my armor units. Like I said, on some of these exploitation moves, you can't move from one zone of control marker to the other and cause a response movement, but if you're only going to move one hex, and that's basically what these guys do, is just move one hex on down, get that supply line a little bit protected. That's basically all this is, the supply line. So there's a rail coming on through, and like I said, kind of a goofy supply line going up through here, but that's all we got for right now. All right, let's look at the battlefield. We're done with the July. Summer's coming to a close, and German units are still way back here. Not looking good, and reinforcements are going to start pouring in. So if I had to do it over again, I'd make it a lot of, maybe I missed maybe one battle, putting that air unit not on there, and wasting that one air unit up here in Hango. But we will see, and we'll be back with some more Russian front.